All right, another episode of Conversation After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's good with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people how they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a subject you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. You can go to our website, www.conversationafterdark.com. Listen to old episodes. Make sure you tell everybody about the show. So, Tay, let's kick it off.
Okay. You got a category you want to start us off with?
What is it again? It's Biggest Pervert, Section 69, and
personal questions.
Extreme Personal Question.
Okay. There's two on here, so I'm trying to figure out. Okay. What nicknames have you given to your genitalia?
There's only one.
Okay.
I stole it from this comedian from the 90s, Andrew Dice Clay.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he called his penis Stanley. like the power tool.
Okay.
So when he said that, I died laughing. So when I tell people, they're like, "What do you got to say?" Stanley, like the power tool.
See, my first thought of Stanley is a nerdy guy because that sounds like a nerdy name. So,
they got Stanley power tools. Like, yeah, like the power. And you know how, I come to find out, this dude acted like he was like, he had like this Elvis Italian mafia, like kind of machismo type persona, but he was really like some Jewish dude. Like his name wasn't Andrew Dice Clay; it was a character that he was.
okay.
So yeah, it was like, Stanley, like the power tool is the way he delivered it. It was funny. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
when you're a teenager and you watching HBO when you shouldn't, that's what that came from.
Okay. So, I've had two. Neither of them I've used in real life. These have only been so I used to write poetry back in the day. So
Okay.
these are names that I've called her during the poetry. But in one poem, I'm talking to myself or I'm talking to her. It's like me talking to her. And I call her Quiet Seduction in the poem. That's her name.
Okay.
I know it's corny. And then in another poem, I called her my butter soft because she's soft because butter soft because she's soft and smooth like butter. If you leave butter at room temperature. I don't know. Those are the first things that came to my mind. Actually, Quiet Seduction was a name that I used online.
Okay.
People used to use names.
So did you used to do spoken word, or were you doing haikus? What did you used to do?
I've done a couple spoken word things, but most of the time it was just me freestyling stuff that was coming off the top of my mind.
Were you inspired by like Love Jones?
Uh, somewhat. That and heartbreak. I always say it's like in the movie Five Heartbeats when Duck was talking to JT. This is when he found out that his fiance was sleeping with his brother. And he says, somebody told
Spoiler alert.
This movie came out in the 90s. I hope you've seen it already. But the Duck says that a writer told him he would be a great writer one day once he suffered more. And going through a heartbreak, it was like all this stuff just started flowing out of me. So I was a poet for a few years.
I gotta be honest with you. That's one genre of art I have not really been able to get into. I mean, we're the same age. So, when Love Jones came out, it really kind of brought attention to, spoken word. There was this movie on HBO, I think it was called Slam, with Jessica Care Moore, and I can't remember, his name is Saul. What'd you say?
Sonya Song was in it.
Sonya Song, and then it was the guy's name was like Saul something. I can't remember. but I was just kind of like, yeah, this is kind of corny to me.
It did get corny after a while.
It
Yeah.
got corny, and I know people that do it, and I could take it in doses. I could, because it even got commercialized. Remember they had Deaf
Mm.
Poetry Jam.
I used to love that show.
That was actually pretty good because like it was like concise and to the point. It was like a 30-minute show, so you wasn't just going on and on and on and on. And there's some people that I could fool with or whatever, but yeah, and Love Jones, I like Love Jones. Some people love it. You know why I don't love Love Jones?
Why?
Because they played Marvin at the end. Marvin got played. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
He did. He did. He did. Marvin had a good job, bomb ass condo in New York, and she left him for a struggling artist. Yeah, come on.
But they just didn't work out. They weren't compatible.
I guess that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So Tay, I got on a hoodie.
Yes.
I live in Texas.
Hmm.
This summer, it has been incredibly hot. Like
It's been hot over the whole country.
like we went for like weeks where it was like 110, 111. Sometimes it got to like 117. And it was just like, yo, I'm just staying in the house because like this right here, like just being out and about is just it give you an instant headache. It was too much heat, right? So then maybe about 2 weeks ago, we finally got a little reprieve and it became more tolerable. So you know what that means, right? That means fall is here and cuffing season is about to start.
Right.
So, I talked about it. I'm freshly divorced. I think it's going on about 2 years now. 2 years separated, divorce. So I've only had 1 year in a cuffing season, and I'll talk about how my cuffing season went. But do you participate in cuffing season, Tay?
No.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah. Tay don't like big dudes. She don't like being warm.
no, that's not true. I've dated all sizes, heights, everything, so it doesn't matter. Well, yeah. But no, I've let me put it this way. I've never consciously participated in cuffing season.
Okay.
And this season, I don't even want to think about dealing with anybody of the male species.
Damn. Damn. Well, whoever Mr. X is, he done really messed it up.
I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying I'm just not in the mood for y'all right now.
For us. Wink wink for us. Okay. I see what you did there. You got kind of specific. So last year, I did participate in cuffing season. I
How'd
was
it
good. It was good until it wasn't.
work? Okay.
It was good until it wasn't. Um, you know, I don't want to bash her. I don't want to diminish her because she may watch the show and she's a good girl. We just weren't compatible, right?
Mhm.
I wish the best for her if she ever watches this. I don't want her calling me up, cussing me out because she was good at that. But I saw where somebody put out like the dates for cuffing season, right? So it was like, draft season, then actual cuffing season starts, and then it goes to like the Super Bowl, which is like February 14th.
Mm-hmm.
And if I look back at it, that is how my cuffing season went. We started in the summer, right when it was real hot, like July, whatever. Start feeling each other out. Then as we got towards the holiday season, we was hot and heavy. We was tight. And then Valentine's Day came, and she showed her ass.
Oh.
And, I knew then that nah, this ain't gonna work. Because one thing about going through a divorce or going through a rough breakup at this age, you may have to search and find what you want, but one
Mm-hmm.
thing you know for certain, and one thing you know real quick is what you don't want.
Exactly.
And when I saw those qualities, I was like, ah, nah, nah. So by the rules, I should have just ended it right there, right? We made it to the Super Bowl, should have been done. But I'd already bought tickets to go see Usher. And I told her that, we was gonna go. And
Mm-hmm.
and you know me, Mr. Pisces, I didn't have the heart to tell her I don't want to go with you no more. Because she was all excited and like, I can't wait to do this and do all that. And honestly, because it seems like I kind of, strung her along. I really was torn because when it was good, it was good. But like I said, when I saw those qualities that were going to make us incompatible or not compatible, however you say it, uncompatible, incompatible, not compatible. I'll cover all three. You know, I didn't want to break up with her because I didn't want to hurt her.
Okay.
So we talked about like you got to really be messed up for a dude to break up with a girl because we don't break up with anybody. I think that's true. Now, what we will do, this might be violating man law. I don't know if we talked about this in the show or not. Now we will sabotage some shit.
We've talked about it.
We will sabotage it.
I brought that up.
And I'll admit to that. Fellas, don't be mad at me. I got distant. Uh, and I would say we talked about ghosting and we talked about breaking up by text, whether that's cool or not. I will say not communicating and telling somebody, yo, I'm not feeling this anymore, and just pulling away and becoming distant. I think that that's foul. And I think that was messed up that I did that. I have a tendency to do that because the person doesn't know, right? All of a sudden you just, they just feel like, damn, something different. And that could be hurtful. That could be hurtful. So I know I need to address that. I need to just be like, look, no, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead, rip the band-aid off. Don't just drag the shit out.
Yeah. But okay, so now I hear this argument online all the time. I don't know if I actually agree with it, but I hear it all the time. So, do you really think that people don't know when they're being aggravating or when they're doing something that another person won't like?
You know why I'm laughing, right?
But we on the podcast, so you gotta
Because I've been aggravating your ass lately. And yes, I can tell that I was aggravating you.
Actually, I wasn't even thinking about that, but
um, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to think that. Well, I know that I'm transparent. I have no poker face. Some people, somebody can say something to them and they can, not let on to the world that, that affected me. That ain't me. I wish I had that strength and that quality. You say something to me that is mean or sideways, you're going to know that you affected me. And I hate that. I wish I could be stronger, but that's just me. I'm emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I'm either going to curse you out or I'm going to sulk and, think about what I should have said. You ever had them conversations like, you're like, damn, and I should have said this and I should have said that and I should have said this to that person. I'm going to do that for about 5 days or whatever. And then finally I'm going to be like, force myself to be like, you know what? Stop giving them so much control over you and let it go.
yeah. So I asked that because, we talk about healing and becoming better, on this podcast a lot. So in my journey, on making myself better, getting better, I don't think I believe that other people actually know when they're being aggravating or when they've done something necessarily to hurt the other person. And I say that because 9 times out of 10, when you get into relationships, you didn't grow up the same way. You weren't, you have different thoughts on life, different views on life. You have different personalities that can weigh into how you deal with people. So a lot of times I feel like what may be good for me may not be good for the other person. And something that I may think, oh, this is It's nothing wrong with what I do here. It may tick the other person off. So, but if the other person doesn't let me know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't know. That's something I've been thinking about lately.
I think we have different things affect people differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I was about to try to say it was a men versus women thing, but I think it's just, how certain people are. Um, you out of the two of us, you are more logical than I am. It's not to say that I'm devoid of logic, but you are more logical in your thinking. I am more emotional. I can get fired up easy. And in this particular relationship, um, things would happen, and we would get into disagreements. And to have a relationship that early where you're getting into disagreements, that's a red flag to me right there. So you should be in your honeymoon phase for at least a good year or so. So like if you ain't even made it a year and y'all having some kind of contentious arguments, that's a red flag.
Right.
And but when I finally told them, hey, listen, this is why it doesn't work for me because of how where you take it to when we have a disagreement, things that you say. Her response was, I mean, that was just an argument, disagreement. That stuff happens. It happens and we move on. Whereas for me, nah, that shit affected me. That shit stuck with me. I was mad about it. It ruined my day. I had to really work hard to stop being mad at her, and that's not a way that I want to live. I don't want to live that way. So I don't think that. So to answer your question, I don't think that she knew that it was something that ticked me off, but maybe not to the degree that it affected her.
Okay. Was it the fact that y'all had a disagreement, or the way she handled the disagreement, or the way she voiced herself within the disagreement?
Oh, she went all the way to fuck off.
Oh, okay.
Hollering and yelling, and then not being disrespectful per se, like calling me out of my name, but being low key insulting by questioning my thought process because I didn't agree with her.
Mm-hmm.
That right there really, really, really rubbed me the wrong way. That rubbed me the wrong way because I felt as if you're doing that now. Once we progress in the relationship and I become more vulnerable and I talk about things that are going on in my life, things that have impacted my thought process and my perspective of life, you're only going to be able to hurt me more by talking about how what I'm doing or the way I approach things is foolish in your eyes. And I don't want to deal with that.
Right.
I don't want to deal with
that. I get it. Well,
that.
back to cuffing season. You know what? I just had a thought. My birthday falls on a Saturday this year. Maybe I should give this cuffing thing a chance.
You got a candidate?
No, I don't have no candidates.
Email us at CVAD podcast@gmail.com. And we're gonna have a draft live on the show.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think we should do that. We're gonna have people come on and you're gonna be able to ask them questions. And if they don't answer right, if you don't answer right, gentlemen, we're gonna you get kicked out the show. Next contestant up. I think we should.
I don't know about that.
But you don't like long distance though.
Nope. And I don't put my business out. I don't put my current business out there to the world. I should say that. I always talk about the past stuff. I don't talk about what's going on right now.
You would never do a long distance relationship?
Not anymore. Nope. Mm-mm.
Hey. Is it because you need that intimacy on a more frequent basis? Or is it a trust thing?
Both. It's both.
Motherfucker cheat on you and they live with you, don't they?
I get that. I get that. I totally get that. And that was my thinking going into one of the ones I was in. But no, it's all of that. And my trust level is already low, extremely low. I don't need to add to it.
I got you. That's fair. You know, one of the things that with that relationship, it was a lot of good. We had fun. Um, it's a shame that it didn't work out. The sex was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we doing it all the time because we both really, really remember we talked about just how you find that one person that y'all just fit and y'all connect, and it was just every time was an experience for both of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when I am mad or upset or sad, I don't want to. I'd rather jack off. Fuck you. You know what I mean? I just can't. Some people can operate that way. Some people be like, listen, we ain't gotta talk. We ain't gotta talk to one another. Let's go ahead and do what we gotta do, and then we can go right back to ignoring one another. I'm not built that way. I can't. I guess you can use sex to try to make amends or what have you, but at this stage of my life, no. I need for you to use your words. I need for you to say, I recognize how I hurt you. I'm sorry. Are you one of those type of people? Like, can sex cure the disagreement, or do you have to have that discussion?
Sex cannot cure anything, but I do not have to have the conversation before getting there.
So can you be mad at your partner? They approach you for sex, you acquiesce and give it to them, and then go right back to being mad? How the fuck does that work?
Because
How do you get turned on? Like, how is it a good? Is it like angry sex? Like, how does that work?
well, it depends. It depends. I've experienced this two different ways. So one way, if I know that okay, the disagreement was bad and we may be at odds right now, but maybe I need to feel the connection, the intimacy in that way to maybe feel like you still want to be here. Some people can feel emotions through sex. I'm one of them. I can do both. I can turn my emotions off and I can feel through it. So there have been times where it's like, okay, we had a disagreement. It was bad, but we're connecting here. So I know the relationship is not over and we haven't fixed the problem, but I need this connection to let me know that you're still in this with me. Then there's other times where it's like, this is a physical thing. I need to get I need to get mine. You probably need to get yours. Let's do this, but we still mad at each other.
Well, what's crazy is, you said in the past that there has to be some level of attraction for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
For her for what you call her, butter smooth, for butter
But
soft, for butter soft to work, for quiet seduction to work. You got to be turned on, right? You got to be attracted.
I have to be attracted, yes.
When I'm mad at you, fuck you, man. Don't touch me. Don't come rubbing on me. Don't talk to me unless we about to make this right. How you get past that?
I don't know. I just can. I don't know. I don't know. It's because I guess like I said, I can turn off one emotion. I can compartmentalize very well.
Okay.
And it's not even just about sex. It's with a lot of things in my life. I can compartmentalize. So when it comes to sex, that doesn't change my attraction to you. If I think you look good outside of sex, I'm gonna think you look good in the midst of an argument too. So she can still get turned on, especially if this is somebody I've been with and I know how the sex is and I know the sex is good. Oh yeah, she can get turned on.
So y'all do the do. Cause normally, and I'm not, I'm vanilla. We took the test. So I'm low on the BDSM scale. But on BDSM they talk about aftercare.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my aftercare is, the cuddle, the talk, the debrief, the
Mm-hmm.
rubbing and caressing after sex. Y'all just getting it in, then be like, all right, motherfucker, I'm gonna go ahead and watch TV. And that's
It depends. It depends. I've been in some situations where it's like, all right, I'm going to sleep. See you later. And then I've been in other situations where the emotions that came about during the sex helped to calm us, and it was easier to bring up tougher conversations.
yeah. I think that in relationships, especially when you're married, when things start to compound, right? Because there may be one small thing that happens and your partner will blow all the way up. And you're like, well, damn, where did this come from? But really, there's been one thing after another that has led to this, major blow up. And that happens in parenting as well, right? Your kid does something and you kind of just like, this motherfucker. Then they do one thing and you blow up on their ass. And really, you are reacting to them making you mad over time. And it's disproportionate to what's going on right now. I think
Mm-hmm.
important in a relationship, really, you just said it. It's important to keep that connection going. Because most people, when they split up, the first question you can ask them is like, when last time y'all had sex?
Yeah.
People on their way to divorce, barring like, health issues or something like that. If they tell you like 6, 7 months and they sleep in the same bed, they sleep in the same house, that's a problem because
Yeah.
that connection is starting to dissipate. So I see why it's important. I feel like we got to use our words for me.
Yeah, I agree. Eventually.
So has anything ever happened during sex that's turned you off?
Can't think of anything. But I don't know. It's like sex is kind of like a drug for me. It's like once I'm in it, I'm in it. And this is very hard to take me out of that mode.
Mm.
I don't know.
It's how you talked about being logical. I'm very cerebral when it comes to sex. Any little fucking thing could throw me off, right? Like we got to
Mhm.
be in it. So I have been turned off. And I would say that the time that I was turned off was because she was talking too damn much. And it
Okay.
wasn't, and I like to talk. I like to talk. Listen, I'm like Wesley Pipes. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real.
Uh,
If you watch this show, you probably know who Wesley Pipes is. And you seen them flicks with Wesley Pipes, Tay?
of course.
Did he get on your nerves or
Yeah.
are you cool with it?
No, he was annoying. And I don't mind a talker, but he specifically was annoying.
He will fuck up a whole goddamn you trying to watch like an orgy scene, right? And he up here talking, you be like, dude, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Because not like he just talking shit and an annoying. He's like that dude that's always talking trash, and you're like, "Dog, if you don't shut up," but
Right.
he's doing it during sex.
Yeah.
Nah, Wesley Pipes. Shout out to Wesley Pipes. But anyway, um, I'm not annoying, but I like to talk. I like banter. I like you like that or whatever. I like all that. But this one particular chick, man, the way she was talking, man, it was just like I need you to be quiet because like you're really killing my wood right now. Like you really throwing it off because it was just like she was trying to talk trash as
Mhm.
as if she was just like she was blessing me with some great prize with her vagina. Like, like, oh, you've been wanting this forever, right? And then like talking trash as if, she was just rocking my world and like, you really not. You're not really, there's nothing really special about this. So I'm trying to focus to make it something great. You throwing me off by running your mouth, and not in a good way.
I can see that. I can see that. Now, I won't say this has turned me off. I just started ignoring it. And I don't hear many guys doing this now, but I know guys back in the day used to do it. Those stupid questions guys ask during sex,
Whose is it?
like the whose is it? All of that.
You
Did you
like that? You like that, don't you? You like that?
that one I don't mind.
I
Because
can say that's a good one.
that one's a good one. But like the whose is it? It's mine. I mean, what you want me to say? Or is this the dude who was before you? What you want me to say? It's not yours.
You're supposed to,
Unless
you're supposed
unless
to
I
say.
tell you it's yours.
You know what you're supposed to say?
What?
And you might have a problem with this, because some people have a problem with this. You're supposed to say, it's yours, daddy.
First of all, I don't say the daddy word.
I do. I do. That's right. You don't say that. Hey, listen. That's why I fuck with chicks who ain't got no daddy. So they ain't got no problem with saying it.
And that's the problem, because my father was in my life and I called him daddy. So it was no way that I was going to call another guy daddy.
What about your husband?
No. Mm-mm. And my father's no longer with us, and I'm still not calling another man daddy.
What about Big Daddy?
I've used that, but it's not something that I go to. Now, I have used Poppy, which technically is the same thing, but I didn't call my father that. So
I think that Poppy shit came up when that whole Latin explosion came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, call me Poppy," you know, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cash really asked you, has anybody asked you to call him Poppy?
Nobody's ever asked me to call him that. No. Nobody's ever asked me to actually use the daddy thing, I don't think. Actually, that's not true. In my younger days, somebody did ask me that.
You ever have people, because you live on the East Coast, you ever have people come up to you speaking Spanish? Thinking you
Oh, it doesn't happen anymore, but in my 20s, it used to happen all the time. All the time. Yes. You know what? So this happened actually a couple months ago. I had on when we went to Cartagena with the group. We bought T-shirts, and I had on my Afro Colombia T-shirt. And this guy in the grocery store, he was Latino. He was staring at me, and at first I was like, "Why is this dude staring at me?" And then it dawned on me, "You got the shirt on, dummy." So
did he come up to you speaking in Spanish?
No, he was stocking something in the freezer section, so he didn't stop to actually say anything.
Okay.
But in my 20s, that used to happen a lot.
Yeah. You know, I never requested anybody to call me daddy or big daddy or Poppy or anything like that. Poppy probably would get on my nerves, because I feel like that's a tad bit contrived. I don't know, just for me. I get daddy often. Big daddy, of course. And it don't bother me. And I guess the reason why it doesn't bother me is because my kids don't call me, like my girls, they don't call me daddy. I'm dad.
Okay.
So maybe if my kids called me daddy, then it might evoke like, hey, don't do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if I'm being real, I probably wouldn't give a fuck, because I like this shit.
Oh my gosh.
I like this. That's gonna make the whole session even more fire, you know. Because if you're saying that,
mm-hmm.
For most women, well, I would like to think that if you're talking like that, then you're enjoying what I'm doing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you like pet names, or just you don't like pet names at all? Just yeah. I feel like based off this conversation we have, that you just put on your mean face and fuck type person. Is that true?
No. I am not. I should say, when I first meet guys, I do not like pet names, because this is something I felt in my 20s, and I'm sure it was happening a lot in my 20s. But I feel like when you start giving women pet names at first, it's because you got a lot of them and you can't remember my name. So I never liked pet names until we get into like a serious relationship, and then I don't mind it.
I don't like pet names from people that do not look like you and I. I'll leave it at that, because I feel like you're getting too familiar, and you don't fucking know me like that.
Oh, I see. When people just assign you a nickname, just
hey,
certain demographic.
Yeah, and I find myself doing that now that I'm up in age.
Mm-hmm.
A young, I'll be like, hey sweetie, hey baby, whatever, to younger black women, or young black girls or whatever. They're women because they're grown, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody takes offense to it. But I think about it, I'm like, well, damn, maybe because I probably don't, I wouldn't take offense to it if it was like an older black woman or something like that, because I would look at it like, okay, that's coming from like a auntie or motherly, matronly perspective. But them others calling me something like that, nah,
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
don't, don't do that. Don't do that. I
I
do, I do like the pet names. I feel like once you reach that level of pet name, like I'm really like in love. Like I'm really feeling you. So once we get to that, then that just takes us to a whole nother level once we start, giving pet names.
Yeah, because I guess because I don't like them in the beginning stages, I won't use them in the beginning stages. Once we get to a certain level where feelings are involved, then yeah, nicknames come out, pet names come out.
What's your
And
go?
actually, outside of relationships, like you said, I don't mind when outside people do it. Like for some reason, boo is like nails on the chalkboard for me. I hate that. I hate when people call me boo. But I understand that women use that. And so even though I don't like it, I tolerate it. You know what I'm saying?
And they really need to be careful with that. Because
Mhm.
I think Boo's kind of good. Because like, where did Boo come from? That shit started like what? It was the early 2000s. People started saying Boo. Like it was like right before Usher came out with the song, they started saying my
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this shit is so like I don't like when that's just corny. Don't call me Boo. Not too but but
Yeah.
yeah, women need to be careful with that though, especially
Wow.
black women, because if you calling me Boo or baby or sugar or some shit like that, and we kind of cool, hey, doc, she want to fuck, right?
Oh gosh.
I'm
Y'all talk
telling you.
about
Listen. I'm
anything.
telling you. When you start calling me a pet name, then I'm like, she must think I'm cute. And if I really try, I can fuck. Cause why else would she be calling me that?
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't do it. Because y'all will think every single thing means this chick want to do me.
I mean, most chicks want to do me anyway, but
Put my father's business out there, but this is before he was married, so it doesn't even matter. So I remember overhearing him on the phone talking to like an old ex. And they had stopped messing around like for years. And when he hung up, he was like, she still want me. And y'all had a conversation. I mean, I didn't hear her side of the conversation, but from his side, it sounded very generic. So I'm like, how did you get that from this generic conversation?
I
And from,
I feel as any chick that I smash once, I can smash again if I really want
you said that before.
to. I really do. you so there's guys that are like he can never get it again.
Yes, there are a whole bunch of guys who can never get it again.
But I feel like as because I'm like genuinely a good dude. I'm not a I there's been one person in my life that I dirtbagged, and thankfully she allowed me to apologize to her and make it right. But for the most part, I haven't dirtbagged or done anything super foul to anybody. Now, they may say I'm in a situation, so I'm not going to. But if I were not in this situation, you could get it.
There are still some guys who couldn't get it, and they I can't say they were bad guys. So look in my dating history, the majority of the guys that I've dated were technically good men. But yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling like then there are some who could, but for the most part, it's over with. It's done. Let the past be the past. It was a good memory.
Yeah, but I think sometimes for us, we want to just prove that we can
It's an
still,
ego thing for y'all.
yeah, we can still get it. I can still,
Mhm.
that's why he said it that way. She still wants me.
Mhm. Yeah, my father was very egotistical, very arrogant.
So listen, I got a nasty or normal for you this time.
Okay.
Sex in a public bathroom. Nasty or normal?
Nasty, and not the good kind of nasty. The nasty, like, ew, I'm not touching this nasty.
So you never done it?
Not no, not no public bathroom in my house, in the hotel.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about in the public bathroom.
Yeah, no.
Would you ever, if your guy said you out to dinner and your dude was like, "Hey, yo, go ahead and go to the bathroom. I'll be there in like 30 seconds."
I don't even like using public bathrooms. So there's no way that I'm going to have sex in one.
So butter smooth ain't gonna function in the public.
No.
Uh,
I said if I can hold it till I get somewhere else, I prefer that. Well, you know what? In a hotel, I might. Because I've worked in hotels before, so I know how the public area restrooms are usually kept. So if it's a nicer hotel, I could do that.
so I in my day job, I'm a salesman. And a lot of people say, listen, I don't like using public restrooms, but when you out and about and you don't have a chance to get home quickly, sometimes you got to find somewhere to handle your business.
Oh, I know.
And I would tell you, your best bet is the hotel lobby because
Yes.
8.5, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be clean and, you can handle your business and then go on about your day.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been high on my bucket list. It's not even on my bucket list to do it in a public restroom. I would do it. I don't think it being nasty in terms of like what goes on in the restroom would be my problem. I think I would probably be more so worried about getting arrested.
Okay.
It ain't about getting caught, because whatever, I don't care. Y'all get y'all's laugh or whatever. But nowadays you got to be worried because like you get caught, say the law get involved, and next thing you know, I got to report on the sex offender list because I couldn't wait till we got to the crib or whatever. So that
Yeah.
probably be my only concern. But yeah, email us
Yeah.
cvapodcast@gmail.com if you want me to help. You want to help get that experience. I will fly to you.
Oh God.
But anyway, tell me they can find us.
You can find us at Conversates After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, even if you want to be anonymous, you can reach us at cvadthepodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe, and leave us a comment. Comment on the topics we covered. Let us know how we're doing. Something.
And let us know if you want to be Tay's book our cuffing season. But anyway, go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. We'll have you next time. Peace.
Bye.